Hello! So, I don't have a vlog for this week. I'm terribly sorry. I literally only filmed one clip in the whole 2 weeks. So, here it is. Hi guys! I am here with Alex.
Hi.
And we're filming. We're actually filming right now, so this might be Inception, and this is getting really hot. We're ironing! Yeah, we're filming a video for Alex's channel. The link for the video will be down below in the description. Go check it out. It's gonna be real fun.
And subscribe.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Subscribe to her as well.
Bye.
So, since I have only filmed one clip from the whole 2 weeks, I decided I'm going to talk about the TV shows that I am watching during this new fall TV lineup. This year, it's a little less than most years, but this year I've got 17 shows that I am watching. So I thought I'd just talk about them with you because I love to talk about TV shows and I love watching the TV shows. So let's just get started. First we have Bob's Burgers. Pretty obvious since Bob's Burgers was my #1 favorite TV show of last year. Yeah, so the new season, season 7, is starting, but I freaking love this show. It is one of the funniest shows I have ever watched. You can probably just watch my review on the TV show from my top TV shows of 2015 video. I can put a link to that down below as well. This show is about Bob, who owns a burger restaurant type thing, and it keeps facing challenges of going under, but it's also, he's got like a wife, he's got 3 kids, and they each have their own crazy like personality, and it's just hysterical. Tina's my favorite. I love Tina. The things she says are just so deadpan, but so hysterical. And that show is on Fox at 7:30 o'clock at night. So next we have Once Upon a Time, and this show is going into its 6th season. I will say I don't think this show has been as good as it has been, but I am kind of just like stuck and hooked, and even though it still doesn't seem to be getting like any better, I'm already like sucked into the story and I just can't get out. It's just how it is. I now have to see it all the way to the end. And this season is basically just about like fairy tales in the real world. The way season 5 ended for this show, I will say it was a pretty good ending. I enjoyed it. It makes me excited for the 6th season because Evil Queen is back. And so Regina George is going to have to battle herself as the Evil Queen, and that just seems very intriguing. I will say I'm not happy that Hook never made it back from the underworld, but I also am excited that they're bringing Aladdin to this season. And that show is on ABC at 8 p.m. And the last show for Sunday is Quantico. I really enjoyed this show. It kind of went a little bit downhill towards like the middle of the season, but then it picked back up at the end of the 1st season. I saw it to be a huge twist. I did not see that coming. I'm also very sad for one of the characters who is no longer with us. But basically, in case you want to know the premise of the show, FBI recruits are going through training at Quantico, but there has also been a really big like terrorist attack, and one of the trainees is being blamed for the terrorist attack, and she is innocent and she's trying to prove her innocence. The show is just very fast-paced, and there's lots of drama and lots of twists and turns and things you don't see coming, and that is what I love about it. I am a little bit nervous for season 2 because I don't know where they're going to be going, but from the trailer that I watched, apparently Alex got fired from the FBI and she's now working with the CIA, and there's now a conspiracy that she kind of that she got like entangled with, and we'll just see. And that show is on ABC at 10 p.m. We're gonna start with the obvious one, which is Dancing with the Stars. If you know me, you know I am obsessed with Dancing with the Stars. And we are now going into season 23. I wasn't too excited about the celebrities that were chosen for the season, but we have had 3 episodes so far, and I'm actually enjoying it. I'm now enjoying the celebrities that they've chosen, and of course I always love the professional dancers as well. This Dancing with the Stars celebrities that go on the show and they compete doing ballroom dancing. And that show is on ABC at 8 p.m. Next is Jane the Virgin. This show is great. We're going into season 3. It's very funny and there is tons of drama. It's basically like a telenovela. Jane, who is a virgin, gets accidentally artificially inseminated and she is pregnant. But of course she's a virgin, so it's a little weird. She finds out that her baby daddy is this multi-millionaire playboy and it's also her boss. So that gets a little weird. And she's also engaged to be married to this other guy who's kind of a little jealous, and they both start, and the other baby daddy starts falling in love with her, and it creates some tension and jealousy and drama, and it's great. But this season that's coming up, I am so excited. Jane got married. I'm not gonna say who she chose, but I mean, with whoever she was gonna choose, I was always gonna feel bad for the other guy because they're both really great guys, and I do love them both. Her husband, I don't want to give too much away, but her husband got shot. So I really hope that her husband doesn't die. That would be great. Jane the Virgin is on the CW at 9 p.m. Next we have Timeless, which is a brand new show coming to NBC. I'm super excited for it. I was watching the trailers for it and it looks really interesting. It looks like a very fast-paced, exhilarating ride. So we have a team of people, a professor, a soldier, and a scientist, and they have to travel through time to stop a criminal who's traveling through time and trying to change history. That just seems really exciting. And that show is on NBC at 10 p.m. And last but not least, for Monday, we have another brand new show, and that is Conviction. It's a legal drama, and I'm usually not too much into legal dramas, but I want to give this one a try. This show is kind of hard to explain. It's basically about this daughter of a president who kind of gets in really big trouble with the law, and so as to not send her to jail, they instead send her to be in charge of this team of people who re-examine cases of people who might actually be innocent, and they try to prove their innocence and get them out of jail. So I'm excited to see how this show turns out. This show is on ABC's at 10 p.m. So Tuesday we have The Flash. Everybody is raving about this show, and they're right, it is a great show. Listen to all the hype. And we are going into the 3rd season. But this, of course, is a superhero show. And again, I'm not usually into superhero shows. The Flash is a superhero that can run really fast. There's a lot more to it, but he's basically got superhuman speed. He's just trying to save the world with his powers. Season 2 was all about Zoom. Zoom was the villain, and I really enjoyed Zoom. Zoom was a really good villain, but I am so excited for this new season because of how the last season ended. They killed off a character that I loved. I was bawling in tears, and so Barry went back in time to try to change history. From what I've seen of the trailers for the new season, doing that kind of changed a lot of things in the present. And then apparently he's going to start forgetting that he's the Flash. So The Flash is on the CW at 8 p.m. Next we have New Girl. New Girl is an amazing sitcom. This is going into its 6th season, but this show is just absolutely hysterical. It's about this girl, Jess, who moves in with these 3 guys who are complete strangers, and they end up creating this really great friendship, and they go through a bunch of shenanigans. And I'm hoping with this new season, because of how the last season ended, I really, really feel like Nick and Jess might get back together. And that show is on Fox at 8:30 p.m. And last but not least, for Tuesday, we have No Tomorrow. This is a brand new show coming to the CW. I mean, this show looks okay, but it's the CW, so I'm probably gonna end up loving it. So the show is about this girl who meets this guy who kind of convinces her that the world is going to end in 8 months. He convinces her to then create a bucket list of things that she wants to do before the world ends. So she just kind of goes and does all these crazy fun things while also kind of falling in love with him, but also just I don't really believe him that much that the world's really gonna end. And this, like I said, is gonna be on the CW at 9 p.m. 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 9 p. start with Arrow, another CW superhero comic kind of TV show that again I'm usually not interested in, but this one I do enjoy. It has been going downhill for a while, but I'm invested. I need to just watch it till the end. The last season wasn't too great. I didn't really like the element of magic brought into it, and there weren't really very many memorable moments. The only memorable moment was a really big main character died, and that was upsetting. I'm not happy that the main character, like, love interest is like not a thing anymore. That upsets me. This new season there's going to be like a whole new team of people, so I don't really know how I'm going to feel about it. I don't know, there wasn't really much of a cliffhanger at the end of last season. It's going to be on the CW at 8 p.m. Next we have The Goldbergs, probably my favorite sitcom and comedy that I've been watching for the past couple of years. It's hysterical. Please watch it. We're going into the 4th season right now. It takes place in Jenkintown, Pennsylvania, which is where I'm from. Represent Jenkintown. And this show is based off of the creator's childhood in the 80s. What I love the most about this show is that at the end of every episode there's like a little clip with a real home video that like went along with the theme or with the scene that happened in the TV show, and that is on ABC at 8 p.m. Next is Speechless, and Speechless is a new show on ABC, a new comedy. This is about a family. They're kind of nuts, and they recently moved to this new town. One of their kids has cerebral palsy, and the mom is like super overprotective of her son. And they at first like hate this town, but then they're like, oh, you know what, let's just stay and give it a chance. But it is hysterical. I've already watched the first episode because it aired last week. But please check it out. It's on ABC, 8:30 p.m., right after The Goldbergs. Next we have Frequency, another new show coming to the CW. So there are 2 reasons why I know I'm going to love this show. Number 1, it's CW. Number 2, this is based off of one of my favorite movies, which is called Frequency. And it basically has the same exact premise. They just switch the gender roles of the main character. So now it's about this girl who somehow one night is able to talk to her dead father through this like ham radio that she found. She realizes that she's talking to her dad like right before he's gonna die. So she tells him that, you know, he's gonna die, and then he ends up not dying because he was like, my daughter told me that this is how I was gonna die. We're gonna do something different. He ends up not dying, and that creates this butterfly effect, and so now they've changed history and they've changed the present, and so now there have been all these like murder cases, and so her and her dad are now like solving these murder cases together. I really love this movie, so I really hope that this TV show will be good. So this is gonna be on the CW at 9 p.m. And last but not least for Wednesday, we have Designated Survivor, another brand new show coming to ABC. I'm usually not into like very political type shows, but this one, when I watched the trailer, it just seemed really good, and I was like very like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? So I knew I had to watch the show. So Kiefer Sutherland, I can't remember his character's name, I'm sorry. I actually can't remember who he's supposed to be in the political world, but he ends up getting like demoted. But then that night there's a State of the Union address that the president is making, and usually when that happens they make someone a designated survivor. And a designated survivor is the person that like sits in a room, secluded room, no one knows where it is, it's far away from the State of the Union, for in case like a traumatic experience happens that when we lose the president, then the designated survivor becomes the president. And so Kiefer Sutherland is the designated survivor during this State of the Union address, and a terrorist attack happens. And the president dies, all the cabinet members dies, the vice president is dead, like everyone is dead in that building. And so Kiefer Sutherland, who was just like basically demoted that morning, is now the president of the United States. And no one thinks he can do it, so he's gotta prove all of them wrong, even though some of them are going to try to tear him down. So I'm really excited. I really enjoyed the first episode. So definitely watch it. It's on ABC at 10 p.m. Thursday there's only one show that I'm going to be watching, and that is The Good Place. It's a brand new show on NBC. It's already had 3 episodes. It's actually really funny. I remember like the first 2 episodes I was kind of like, yeah, I mean, it's like whatever, it's funny, it's cute. But then after the end of the 3rd episode, I'm now like kind of intrigued. But this show, number 1, it stars Kristen Bell. I love Kristen Bell. This show is about Eleanor, who Kristen Bell plays. She wakes up in the good place. And the good place is basically the afterlife. They like give her a house, they give her her soulmate, everything's great. And then she realizes she's not supposed to be in the good place. They're talking about the wrong Eleanor. She actually was a horrible human being while on Earth. So she doesn't understand why she went to the good place. She thinks maybe there was a mistake, because there probably was a mistake. So in order for her to try and stay in the good place, she's trying to learn to be good and be a good person. But it's a little difficult for her. So go watch it. Thursdays, NBC, 8:30 p.m. The Vampire Diaries, they're going into their 8th season. It's last season. I mean, it's sad to see it end, but I know like it's probably the right time to end. This is basically just a TV show about vampires. And there's a lot of enemies, lots of drama. I love Damon. Damon is my favorite character. He is the bad boy, but he has his good moments and you can't help but just love him. But this last season, evil has taken over him, and Enzo as well. But Enzo has kind of always been evil, but he started getting good again. But now evil has taken over both of their bodies, and so their friends have to try to get the evil that's inside of them out to make them back to who they were. CW, 8 p.m. And last but not least, we have Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, another amazing CW show. This show is just like, it's crazy, it's really funny, it's very well done. So this show is about Rebecca Bunch. She is a super smart girl. She's a lawyer in like New York City. She's got like the best job in the world. She makes a ton of money. She's super smart, super good at her job. But she's kind of unhappy, and she runs into an ex-boyfriend from camp in like 8th grade, and he's like, yeah, I'm moving to West Covina, California. And guess what? She moves to West Covina, California. She's trying to get with Josh, who is the ex-boyfriend from camp, but you know, he's got a girlfriend. She starts having like an on and off thing with Josh's best friend Greg. It's really funny. It's also like in musical form. There are some musical numbers that are just great. So it's on the CW at 9 p.m. There are a few other shows that I watched that I know they're having another season, but I just haven't really heard anything about it or about like when their new season is coming. So I'm just gonna ramble off those TV shows. Number 1, we've got Teen Wolf, probably my number 1 favorite TV show. It's on MTV. Usually on a Monday. I know it's coming back in November. Next is Shannara Chronicles on MTV. And then we've got Pretty Little Liars, which is on Freeform. We're actually in the middle of that season right now, but it's probably not going to come back until like, what, December? January maybe? And then we also have the 2nd season of Shadowhunters on Freeform, as well as Young and Hungry on Freeform. And then a bunch of other CW shows, which I think they're going to be turning into summer shows, which are The 100, iZombie, Reign, and The Originals. Oh, and Containment. And also we have The Amazing Race on NBC, and then also Gallivant on ABC. And that is my fall TV show lineup. Please check them out and then talk about them with me. You can talk about the shows down in the comments below. Let me know if you're going to be watching any of these or what you think about any of these shows. Or maybe if you want to recommend a show to me, put it down in there in the comments. Please subscribe, like, and come back for more. Okay. Bye guys.